Hey everyone, this week I'm reviewing this 2023 Chrysler Pacifica. This is actually the third Pacifica I've had for review. This one's a gas V6. The previous two, one was the plug-in hybrid and the other was a gas V6 with all-wheel drive, pretty much identical to this one. So rather than just rehash, I thought we would take a look at the greater minivan segment as a whole, because in addition to now having reviewed three Pacificas, I've driven everything else in the segment. I've driven the new Toyota Sienna, I've driven the new Kia Carnival, and I've driven the Honda Odyssey. So I thought we'd do just a quick little walk around of this modern minivan, highlight some of the features that make it stand out, and just also highlight some of the features that you're going to get with pretty much any modern minivan, and then go for a little drive, and I will talk about all the minivans on sale today, all four, kind of five of them if you consider the Pacifica Hybrid and the regular Pacifica here to be two separate models. But we'll talk about all the minivans available on the market today, and I'll give some thoughts on each one, and then at the end give kind of my take on which one would appeal to me the most. So let's go. So like I said, this is a Pacifica gas V6 model with optional all-wheel drive, as opposed to being the plug-in hybrid. This one's fully loaded, so it's a limited with the S appearance package and all-wheel drive. It stickers for just under $60,000. So keep in mind, everything, or a lot of the things I'm going to be pointing out here, come on a fully loaded minivan. Aren't necessarily available on base specs. But the other thing I should add, though, is what we'll highlight is pretty much available across the board when it comes to modern minivans, assuming you get a nicely optioned model. And the things that aren't available across the board, I'll call out, because those are really what differentiate the vehicles in this segment. So up front, this is a stylish vehicle, certainly. That's one of its selling points. The S appearance package comes with black trim bits. Even the Chrysler logo there is black. LED headlights, they look pretty sharp. This is a really sharp metallic red exterior color. Here are your wheels. These are 20-inch wheels on a minivan. They are finished in kind of a metallic gunmetal gray, almost black mirror caps. This one has a panoramic sunroof. It has black roof rails. It has black trim all around the greenhouse. It has power operated doors, so if you pull on them, your only option is really to let them open under their own power. What's really cool about the Pacifica is that it has these stow and go seats. They're only available with the gas V6, but they are available with all-wheel drive, so that's good. So you can get all-wheel drive and still get the stow and go seats. What stow and go is you can hide the seats in the floor. So we'll try to do it here. You have to put the front seat forward a little bit. That's kind of a design drawback, but basically you pull this up and then it stays kind of stays in place. Yeah, it stays in place, and then you grab this and the seat. It's easier to do with two hands. I feel kind of stupid right now. Maybe it doesn't latch down, but so this is not a great demonstration of this feature, but oh, I'm an idiot. That's what it is. It's this thing for the built-in vacuum. Latches down. There we go. So look at that, stow and go seats. They both hide and make a perfectly flat load floor. It used to be that you had to pull the big clunky heavy seats out anytime you needed to haul something big, but in this case they hide beautifully in the vehicle's floor, and then they're down in there, so they live in there. And in a hybrid, the battery lives there, which is why you can't get stow and go seats with the hybrid, nor can you get all-wheel drive. So let's move on. Close these via the button right there. Power tailgate, again, available segment wide. This one has a tow hitch. And then the back seats hide here. They hide like down underneath here. This vehicle has a small little, well, it has a vacuum, but then there's a space saver spare that I believe is hidden there. Well, would be hidden there maybe if it wasn't optioned with the vacuum. I think that's probably the case. But the seats for the third row tumble down into this storage well kind of thing here. They are power operated and they pop out. I'm not sure which other minivans offer the power option, but in a lot of cases I like manual better because you just grab them and flip them down. And the manual seats in the Pacifica, I know from experience, are super easy to use. Much easier to use than the seats in the Honda Odyssey I reviewed. But yeah, kind of another leg up for the Pacifica. Here's the key. Minivans tend to have complicated keys. So you've got unlock, lock, press twice to open the tailgate, press twice for remote start, and then press twice to open the power sliding doors. Okay, so here's the window sticker. So you can see this is a 2023 Chrysler Pacifica Limited all-wheel drive with the S appearance package. And like I said, it comes in at just under $60,000 when you factor in a $1,600 destination charge. The gas Pacifica here is rated at 17 city, 25 highway, and 20 mpg combined with all-wheel drive. Keep in mind, the PHEV Pacifica is rated at, I believe, 82 mpge, which is kind of hard to translate, but basically what you need to know there is it offers about 32 miles of electric range under a full charge, and then after that it's rated for 30 mpg combined. So pretty good. It's kind of either or with the Pacifica. You either get available stow and go seats and available all-wheel drive or a plug-in hybrid system. That's the way I look at it. So it's a pretty sharp interior design. It's starting to feel a little bit dated, but I don't think it would bother many people. Door panels and the dashboard and everything feels pretty good. Switchgear feels decent. There's some Chrysler parts binny stuff here, but not something that I think many minivan buyers are concerned with. If you're really sensitive to modern switchgear and really modern feeling touch points, that means you're probably interested in Toyota. But this vehicle feels really, really good overall. One of my favorite bits is the volume, and there is a tuning knob, and then HVAC mode. These buttons are all really nice. They're gloss finish with rubber on the sides, and yeah, they feel really good. Infotainment in this one is pretty good. It's been updated in the past year or so, so it's a relatively high resolution screen. It's pretty sharp, it's pretty responsive, and overall pretty easy to use. Up top, we've got a panoramic sunroof. It lets a lot of light in, and in a vehicle this big, it's nice to be able to let some light in because it can feel kind of cavernous. Seats feel good. Back here, you've got a display, so your second row passengers in the captain's chairs here can watch the screen, watch videos, play games, all those things. There is a Wi-Fi system, so I connected to it. It's pretty easy to use, pretty handy. You got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and wireless charging pad. I listened to a work Zoom call utilizing all those things while I was driving down the road. It was really, really handy. So that's a high-level overview of the Pacifica here. Let's go for a little drive and talk about the minivan segment as a whole. Okay, so let's talk about the state of the minivan segment here in the United States, and this video is being made in almost May 2023. So there are more or less 4 options in this segment. You've got the Pacifica here, which is in lower trims sold as the Chrysler Voyager. So if you're particular, you can call me out. I guess there's technically 5 different model names. And then, like I said, there's kind of 2 different versions of the Pacifica. You've got this one, the gas V6 with available all-wheel drive, and then the plug-in hybrid, which is front-wheel drive only, but you plug it in, you get 30 miles of electric. You plug it in, you get 30 miles of electric range, and that's pretty handy for most of the things, many of the things minivans are used for. The Pacifica, this greater, broader line of minivans from Chrysler or Stellantis now, it went on sale for the 2017 model year. It received a pretty good update a few years back, and for the most part covered the vehicle, but its selling points are available all-wheel drive with a V6, with a regular V6, or the available plug-in hybrid system, which gets you 30 miles of electric range and then 30 mpg thereafter. So that 30 miles of electric range is pretty nice, as is the available all-wheel drive. And then the stow and go seating that's available in this one, so you can get, it's just a regular gas V6 that only gets 20 mpg combined, but you get all-wheel drive, so it's good for, you know, if there's an inch of snow on the ground, sure, not very useful beyond that. And then you get the stow and go seating, which I've got the third row seats and the second row seats folded into the floor right now, and this thing is absolutely cavernous. I could easily fit a refrigerator back there. I could fit a washer and dryer. I could fit an oven and a dishwasher. Probably a 4x8 mini. Actually, like, if it would fit between the wheel wells, which it seems like it would, I could probably fit like 20 4x8 sheets of drywall back there with these second row captain's chairs folded into the floor, which is really, really handy. So I think that about covers the Pacifica. Let's talk about the Toyota Sienna. That's the Pacifica and the Sienna. Spoiler alert, those are my two favorite options in this segment. The Sienna was all new for 2021, and it was kind of a showstopper in that it comes standard as a hybrid. So it gets like 38 mpg combined at worst. Not only is it a hybrid, but it's available with all-wheel drive as an option. So, and I think it's only like a couple grand. It's a pretty cheap upgrade to get all-wheel drive with the hybrid powertrain, which even that vehicle, I think it still comes in at like 38 mpg combined. So that's a hell of an offer. Kind of a trump card overall. The Sienna doesn't have the trick like stow and go. That's a brand name that Chrysler uses for its fold-in seats, but the Sienna doesn't really have that. The third row seat folds into the floor just like it does in, well, every minivan. So the Sienna, the selling point there is the standard hybrid system. You can argue that the PHEV version of the Pacifica here would compete with that, but nice thing about the Sienna hybrid is you don't have to do anything. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to push any buttons to switch between only using the batteries or alternating gas and battery. It just works. You don't even have to think about it. In fact, I think a lot of people probably wouldn't even realize from driving it that it is a hybrid, other than the fact that it gets ridiculously good fuel economy especially for like a family hauler type vehicle, like a big minivan. So that's the Sienna. Pretty compelling vehicle there. Resale on the Sienna is going to be really, really good as well, because resale is great on hybrid vehicles and it's great on Toyota products. So combine those two, and yeah, you have a pretty compelling offer from a resale standpoint as well. Next, let's touch on the Honda Odyssey. That was last redesigned for 2018. It's getting a little old. It doesn't necessarily do anything special. You can get it with a vacuum cleaner in the rear. I know this Pacifica you can get with a vacuum cleaner. That's another like party trick they've done with minivans. I don't know if you can get a vacuum cleaner in the Sienna. Anyway, the Odyssey you can get with a vacuum cleaner. And beyond that, I'm kind of reaching. People like Honda. It's known for being a reliable brand. Also enjoys really good resale value, but there's no all-wheel drive option. There's no hybrid option. There's no trick second row seating option. So to buy the Odyssey, you really, really kind of have to like the Honda brand. People trust Honda. It's familiar. Resale is pretty good. That's kind of it in terms of selling points of the Odyssey. I look forward to that vehicle being redesigned. I imagine it'll be available with all-wheel drive, and I imagine it'll be available as a hybrid if the hybrid doesn't come standard. I think that at this point is the smart thing to do. But that's the Odyssey, and then the only other minivan on sale today is the new Kia Carnival. So that came out for 2022. Kia's minivan used to be the Sedona. They changed the name to the Carnival, which is the global name for that vehicle. In other countries like Korea, the Kia minivan has always been known as the Carnival. So they adopted the global name for the US, and now they're kind of marketing that vehicle. The Kia US in its marketing isn't using the term minivan, I don't think, which is frankly stupid. That annoys me when companies try to do that to shape perception. But the styling of the vehicle is kind of its main selling point. It kind of, I guess, looks like an SUV. It's still clearly a minivan. It has sliding doors, room for up to 8, and all the minivan features. But yeah, anyway, it is a sharp looking vehicle. I think that's kind of its key selling point, which maybe is a weak selling point, honestly, given the reasons people buy minivans. But it's a sharp looking vehicle. It has a killer warranty. Kia and Hyundai models have 10-year 100,000 mile powertrain warranties, and then 6-year 72,000 mile bumper to bumper warranties on stuff like, like if the armrest fails or if the seat lever fails or a button fails. That'll be replaced for 6 years, 72,000 miles, which is kind of a long time. Everything else is about 3 years 36 bumper to bumper. So Carnival's warranty is a trump card, as is, I guess, its styling, if that kind of thing really matters to you. If anyone's interested, the building behind me under construction, probably can't see it. It was supposed to be finished like 8 months ago, but it burned to the ground shortly before being finished. I don't think you can see it. Big apartment complex. Anyway, though, that is kind of the state of the minivan segment here in the U.S. As of 2023. If it were me buying a minivan, I am a childless millennial who like goes camping and stuff, so I'm not really the minivan target market. But if I were buying one of these, I would be between this one right here and the Toyota Sienna. I'm not sure which version of the Pacifica I would get, because both versions are compelling. God. Plug-in hybrid is compelling because you get 30 miles of electric only range, and then the regular gas V6 here is compelling because you get stow and go seats and all-wheel drive. This situation here with the stow and go is really nice. Like, it's cavernous, and so I don't know. Yeah, the Pacifica, it's kind of hard to choose because you can't get all the good things on one vehicle. You have to kind of pick and choose. The Sienna, no stow and go seats, but standard hybrid is awesome, and then available all-wheel drive for not a lot of money and not a big fuel economy penalty is also pretty awesome. So I don't know. Frankly, I'm glad I don't have to choose. I really like this vehicle though, just like driving around, getting into it, sitting in it. You got a heated steering. It's $60K, but you got a heated steering wheel, heated seats, good infotainment. That's another thing we didn't touch on. I think out of the four, Chrysler and the Kia have the best infotainment. The Sienna still uses Toyota's old infotainment. Not that the new one's that good, but the old one's kind of sucks. And then the Honda Odysseys is probably worst in segment because Honda's infotainment's kind of junk. None of the Japanese automakers offer good infotainment. I think they choose to focus their development dollars elsewhere. But Chrysler's is good, Kia's is good. So another thing to consider. Overall, though, I think the Pacifica and the Sienna stand out most in this segment. I look forward to seeing what Honda does when it redesigns the Odyssey. Some Honda models like the Ridgeline, the Passport, and the Odyssey are all getting pretty old. You've got the new MDX that came out and the new Pilot that came out recently. Those ride on the same platform as those other three vehicles. So I'm wondering what Honda's redesign calendar looks like with the Odyssey. But the Odyssey and the Carnival, I think they need a little help. I'd like to see them get at least available all-wheel drive, if not all-wheel drive and a standard hybrid system. But I think that covers the minivan segment. I've said it like 5 times. I like the Pacifica here a lot. The Toyota Sienna is kind of a trump card in a lot of ways as well. And across the board, though, if you're in the market for a new minivan, I think you've got a lot of really great options with just loads and loads of family-friendly features, assuming you're going to get use out of them. So that's a look at this 2023 Chrysler Pacifica V6 Limited All-Wheel Drive S appearance, and a greater look at the minivan segment here in the US as of about May 2023. Thank you for watching.